your colleague?
Yes.
Please.
Yes. Thank you, Syed. So Professor Kavi Arya, as I mentioned earlier, is our colleague in CSE department, Computer Science and Engineering. And just at the beginning of this webinar, he mentioned that 1 year he took a lien from IIT and spent as an advisor to Mahindra & Mahindra for a year. And I think perhaps, I mean, I understand that would have been a kicking point for him to sort of take agriculture as a part of his e-yantra developments. So Professor Kavi Arya, please introduce yourself and take 15 minutes on telling us what your robots and automation devices can do in agriculture.
Thank you. Great. Thanks, Narendra. My name is Kavi Arya. I am a faculty in the computer science department. Not very much to do with agriculture, I'm afraid, but have a lot of potential to offer. And we've been discovering what that potential can actually do with colleagues like Amit Arora. Right? He just mentioned a little bit about the possibilities. But I teach a subject called embedded systems, which is building machines with some intelligence inside them. And I've been doing it for the last 2 decades at IIT Bombay. And I was also the program coordinator of the distance education project at IIT Bombay many years ago. And I tried to teach this very practical engineering subject through the distance education program. And it was an utter flop, an utter failure. I won't go into the long and short of it, but in addressing that failure, we've discovered an amazing way to teach very practical subjects at a distance by giving essentially the students a little device on which we give assignments, a little robot, if you like. We give assignments on the robot and the student can learn everything. And nowadays, we've gone beyond that. You don't even need the robot. You can do everything inside a simulator. So we can, in a very scalable way, teach hardcore engineering skills through robotic technology, simulation technology, and what have you. And simulators are not toys, because a pilot doesn't go just fly a Boeing aircraft, right? He flies on a simulator, then goes into that. And simulators have become, compute power has become so cheap that simulators can give you a very real experience of a problem. So that's where my story begins. And I run a project called e-yantra, which is a robotics outreach project from IIT Bombay. And the reason I'm here to talk to you today is that we've reached a very interesting point where we've learned how to train large numbers of students with robotics and related skills. This year, we would like to combine these students with agricultural problems, with agricultural universities and agricultural faculty and students to solve real problems. The fact is that agriculture is a space which is not yet been exploited the way it should, in India at least. And I've spent a year as a technology advisor, CTO in Mahindra & Mahindra, way back 2007, when I discovered a lot of things which were part of the reason why I came back to IIT and began e-yantra. So let me just share my screen and I'll tell you what I mean. I'm going to play a few small video clips, so please bear with me. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes,
and my voice is clear enough.
go ahead. Yeah,
okay, so this is the goal. The goal is to create student innovators for local disruption. Local disruption in any area, agriculture is just one. We want to create students who can turn problems into opportunities, okay, essentially. And the reason is because we have an exponentially growing economy. It's taken us 60 years to become $1 trillion, then 7 years to become 2 trillion, and 3 years to become 3 trillion. And there's a huge demand for products and services which need automation. And as you know, anything that you do indigenously, you can do it at 1/8 the cost of an import. And we had half the population is below the age of 25. 1 million engineers almost graduate every year. So we actually have a lot of manpower, but unfortunately they are the ratta maro and examination pass karna kind of engineers who can't really deal with real problems. So we need to change that. And the other thing is that low-skilled jobs are under threat because of AI and automation. Every sector you look at, all the Godagiri jobs are going to disappear, including software and so on. And let's not go into that. But so these are the skills that we try and train students with at scale. Design of solutions, investigating a problem, using modern tools, working as a team, communication skills, highly underrated in our education system at the moment. And we do it through competitions. 6-month-long competitions that actually teach you these skills. This is just a short. I'll be playing an excerpt of a video of one such student who's touched by us. There are many. There are about thousands of them. Shruti Joshi came from IET Lucknow. She took part in the competition, took part in the internships, and this is what she had to say.
When I just got into engineering, I had a lot of hopes that being an engineer means I'll be solving problems, or I was an electronics engineer, so I was expecting that there would be something related to robotics or IoT or something. But it was just like we are passing semesters, studying for semesters, we have 2 or 3 labs, but none of that was related to the level of work that is done in the industries. Getting to know about eYantra was a game changer for me because I got to know about so many technologies in my second year itself. Before eYantra, at 4:30 our classes used to get over and I used to rush home. Before 5 p.m. I was at home. But after eYantra, we used to stay at college like till 7:37, and we also asked our HOD to allot us a room where we can work.
We just go ahead.
Been like an added advantage for me in every field, and also the biggest contributor in my resume because my project section is full of projects that I did in eYantra. I gave 2 interviews in my final year and I cracked both of them. The project that I shared with my interviewer was the project that I did on robot operating system and with drones. So firstly, not many people are familiar with what ROS is. So they take a lot of interest in knowing exactly what I did in my project. So that discussion went for a very long time. While I'm explaining it to them, if they are understanding, they themselves know that, okay, I've worked on this project thoroughly. That is why I'm able to explain it to them. So there were not many counter questions on that. But the thing is, they were pretty impressed by the technologies that I've already worked on. More than proving anything to your employer or anyone else, I think at the end of 4 years, we always ask ourselves, what did we do as an engineer in the 4 years of our engineering? So you feel that you're not actually implementing anything, you're just into bookish stuff. I would say that eYantra is that one thing which will give you the exposure, is the biggest contributor to the practical learning and real world problem solving skills that I have built as an engineer. So that is what eYantra has given me in the past 3 years that I've been involved with eYantra. So yeah, it has been a blessing for me.
So that's what we do. We teach robotic skills through a competition which lasts 6 months and is transformational for most of the students. And when we started registrations for our competition 10 years ago, these are the kind of response we got from all across the country. And we teach these very real skills in a project-based mode. That means kids are actually solving real problems using these skills like image processing, machine learning, control system design, FPGA design, all sorts of things, right? This is the way the student engagement has increased from 4,000 registrations in 2012 to almost 34,000 in 2019. And because of COVID, we got hit last year, but almost 1,364 colleges have participated, and the prize is 6 weeks internship at IIT Bombay. I won't go into details of that, but this gives you a typical idea. What we do is that we teach student relevant and contemporary skills. Like most of the drones that you get, they don't allow you to have access to the actual sensors and actuators and motors and all that on the drone. So we partnered with a startup at IIT Bombay which does nano drones. And we got access to the entire sensors, actuators, and then we actually taught students how to build a drone control system to make it hover and then move from point to point to solve a problem. And this is the kind of stuff that they did. So this is the skills are that we teach, and we have students who've taken the same skills that they've learned in the competition, and they've done startups. Like there's one startup, Drona Automation, which does sewer cleaning robots. Nebrus Technologies, which does surveying of mines. We have Catamaran Technologies, which is building mobile robots in Coimbatore, and so on, right? And this gives you an idea. This is Nebrus Technologies. He had built a beautiful surveying system where the drone autonomously, you just mark out on a map the area that you want surveyed, and it automatically divides that area up into strips, and it flies around that area to actually record a video. From that, it derives the volume of material which is stacked in that area in a mine. Okay, and this is the patented launchpad that he built, right, to recharge the drone automatically. So I won't go into all that now, but these are the kind of things that they do. And every year we have themes. Last year was an Industry 4.0 theme. This is a typical theme. COVID lockdown May, we were able to teach how to build drone control systems. And deploying a drone inside a simulator. And here we are using an open source simulator to train in real skills. Anyway, that is real engineering skills. This year, the themes are based on agriculture, and we have things like strawberry stacker, because we found that what lowers efficiency when people are picking strawberries or other fruit in a field is having to run with a little basket to a parked vehicle, right? And so we thought, why not have drones do that? So this actually helps you build an application like this inside.
Sorry to interrupt. You have a couple of minutes to.
Yeah, sure. I'll wind up very soon. Right. Yeah. So we have an AgriBot, which is a UR5 ARM-based robot that actually navigates in a greenhouse, plucks tomatoes. I'll give you an example of that. We are setting up labs, which are local innovation ecosystems. We've established about 400 plus labs across the country. And we have the robotics competition teaches you skills. The innovation challenge trains you to use those skills in solving problems in particular domains. Last year was disaster management. This year is agricultural automation, right? So I'll give you a little bit of information about that. We do that through education platforms that we build. So what these education platforms do is that they let engineers prototype a real application in a short time, something which will take them 2 years. If they had to build everything from scratch, they can do in 1 month's time. So we have an IoT platform, we have a mobile robotics platform, which is here in the middle, and then we have all sorts of other platforms. I won't go into details of this, but this is what we have for harvesting fruit inside a greenhouse context. This is our AgriBot. The mobile robot here is built by an eYantra alumnus who's got a company in Coimbatore. The arm has been taken off the shelf. So this is our rapid prototyping tool, if you like, which can help you solve these kind of problems in the context of a greenhouse. Okay. So I won't go into details of this, but we have an IoT stack from sensors right up to cloud, which is free of cost. Usually you have to pay a subscription, but here we show you how to build an IoT system totally free. We built a farm at IIT Bombay, which is totally controlled over the net, over the web. We built our own sensors, actuators, and all that kind of stuff. And we are incidentally having a hackathon with agricultural scientists on the 21st of September from 10 to 1, where we are going to brainstorm and curate a large laundry list of interesting problems in agriculture, which then we want to feed into our competition and combine one agricultural science student with other engineering students to see if we can collaboratively solve problems. So the whole attitude of eYantra is that jobs are in short supply and we need people who are entrepreneurial in their outlook. We train through experiential learning, through competitions, and we try to create this problem solving mindset, right? So there are lots of challenges which need to be sorted out. Lastly, I'd like to say that Amitabh Bachchan in Padman film said, if you remember, we don't see us as 1.3 billion mouths to feed, but 1.3 billion minds which can engage in Avishkar. And we have a team of about 35 young students who does this whole thing at IIT Bombay, right? And it just shows young people, if they are suitably motivated, can do a hell of a lot. So my case rests there.
Thank you.
I'll be happy to answer any questions as to what I am doing in this agricultural venue now.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kavi Arya. I think it's interesting.